Now, just over a week ago, a massive train derailment and chemical fire happened in East Palestine, Ohio. While thankfully no one was injured in this disaster, many are left with fear and concerns. As families move back into their homes, many questions still remain as to how this could happen and where the community goes from here. With more on this, we turn to Krista Rose, who was one of the first reporters on scene and has been covering this story for us.
Good morning. Yeah, it's an incredible story, and the last week will not be one that the residents of East Palestine, Ohio will soon forget, from the train derailment to the chemical fire to the evacuation orders to the state of emergency. But as the town starts to get back to some semblance of normalcy, questions remain as to what started all this and where do they go from here. So it was almost a week ago, almost down to the minute, that our cameras went live on the scene in East Palestine, Ohio, capturing images of a 50 train car derailment and subsequent vinyl chloride chemical fire burning from several derailed tankers. What followed was emergency crews from 3 states rushing to the scene, a mandatory evacuation of residents around the crash site, and a town in shock. On Monday, with Governor Mike DeWine of Ohio looking on, officials decided the safest way to get to the scene and put out the still smoldering fire was to do a controlled release or burn of an unstable chemical car. What we saw next was a fire and smoke plume like something out of a movie. On Wednesday, the EPA and other local and state officials lifted the evacuation order and residents began returning home. But on Facebook groups like City of East Palestine, Ohio, many neighbors are still asking questions and expressing their concerns about the safety of their community and the lasting effect from having a chemical fire near their homes. While the NTSB investigation as to what led to the crash is still ongoing, new video of the train before the derailment shows sparks flying around the axles of several train cars some 20 miles outside of town. This raises questions about safety standards and practices done by Norfolk Southern. For now, while life is slowly attempting to get back to normal in this tight-knit Ohio community, many questions as to why this all happened in the first place still remain. And there is no doubt that we are going to continue talking about this story in the days, weeks, and months ahead and trying to find answers as to why this all happened.